Hello everyone, so today I wanted to do an update on my Britney Spears video that I made a while back, and if you guys want to skip right to my opinions, I will have a timestamp on the screen right here for you to skip to. Also down below the description, I will have the entire video timestamps so you can skip around and everything, and let's get into some quick disclaimers. This is just my personal opinion. I would like to hear yours down below in the comments. Just keep it respectful, that's all I ask. I've heard these albums through twice since my last video. I'll be reading off my phone like I always do, and everything that I referenced to make this video happen will be linked down below in the description. And now let's get into it. So let's go into her first album, which is going to be Baby One More Time. This is definitely good for a debut album. Like I've said, you can definitely tell that it's a debut and that she's just trying to find her footing as an artist and everything. And like I said, there are still weak points on here. Soda Pop, Born to Make You Happy, and The Beat Goes On are just songs that I do not like at all. But you can hear a lot of potential in this album, and I feel like she really grows and expands on from this album. And I will say, my past 2 listens, I found myself enjoying this album more and more. It's a really great start for the career. And now my favorites upon revisit are going to be You Drive Me Crazy, I Will Be Here, and Thinking About You. Next up, we have Oops, I Did It Again. So again, this is a very good album, such an improvement from the first album. The songs are just stronger overall. They have more replay value for me personally. And the songs that I'm not really vibing with here are going to be One Kiss From You and Dear Diary. I think that they're okay songs, but they're just my least favorite songs in the album personally. And on this one, she covers I Can't Get No Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones. And I really enjoyed it. I really like whenever artists can put their own spin on the song and just make it so much better and add their flair onto it and just make it unique, and she really has a talent for doing that with her covers, so I really appreciated that. And my favorites upon revisit are going to be Lucky, Where Are You Now, and Can't Make You Love Me. And now we're on to the third album, Britney. So this album got even better, honestly. I remember listening to this one for the first time and I really loved it. And with these past listens, it's just made me really appreciate and enjoy this album more. And regarding the song Boys, I think it's still middle of the road. Someone recommended that I listen to the Boys Co-ed mix, and I did, and I still feel like it's just a middle of the road track. It's easily my least favorite song on the album. But overall, the album is very solid and it has just so many great songs in here that I really do enjoy. And it just hits the confidence that she has shines through and through on this album. And again, the transition from being a teen to adulthood is just fabulous. And she actually assumed a more prominent role in the album's development, co-writing 6 of its tracks. So I watched a few great videos on this era that I really enjoyed. And of course, I'll have those down below in the description if you guys want to check those out. And my favorites upon revisit are going to be Overprotected, the radio edit, Let Me Be, and What It's Like to Be Me. And now we're on to the 4th album, In the Zone. And so someone left a comment which I really appreciated and helped me fill in some of the gaps. They said, in Stan World, In the Zone is highly revered because it's the album that was most representative of who she was at the time of the release / era, which makes a lot of sense. My updated opinion on this album, I do like it more than I did on my first listen. I will say it's still just all right to me. Whenever you consider that she had the Britney album before this, and then after this she has Blackout, I feel like for me it just doesn't live up to the levels of those 2 albums personally. I know a lot of people disagree with me. I know that this is an unpopular opinion, but this is just how I personally feel about it. But I will say that it's growing on me for sure, though, especially on my 3rd listen, and I think that it will grow on me over time and everything. And I think if I have any big changes from this video in the future, then I will address those in like a pinned comment or something. And yeah, so like I said before, I still don't like Madonna's verse in Me Against the Music. I feel like it just was not necessary. Someone recommended that I listen to the version without Madonna. I did, and I think that it's just a better song overall. The song The Hookup, I feel like it just goes on too long for me. It's just not adding anything to the album for me personally. She assumed more creative control by writing and co-producing most of the material. And so my favorites upon revisit for this album are going to be Early Morning. This is easily one of the best songs on the album for me. I just love the vibe that this has and just everything that she brought into the track. Breathe on Me, and lastly I have Touch of My Hand. And now we're on to the album Blackout. Again, this album is such a moment. I can see myself revisiting this one a lot in the future. Just the replay value that this has, the moment that it is, it's just really something. And just the atmosphere that this sets is just immaculate. I really adore this album. My favorites upon revisit are going to be Radar, Ooh Baby, and Why Should I Be Sad? And now we're on to Circus. Again, like I said, I really love this album the first time, and it's just growing on me more and more that I listen to it. Just hit after hit after hit. And Poppy still isn't giving for me, but I still really like the other songs otherwise and everything. And just the fact that she had to come and, you know, follow up Blackout, I think that that's already intimidating enough, but I think that she followed it beautifully with this album, and I really enjoyed myself with it. And so my favorites upon revisit for this album are going to be Lace and Leather, Rock Me In, and Kill the Light. And now we're on to the album Femme Fatale. So again, I still feel like this album, it starts off good. The middle is just not good in my opinion. It picks up at like the last 3 tracks, I would say. And again, similar to my first video when I was talking about this album, the production is just too overbearing. I cannot stand the production. This album just doesn't have the spark that the other albums have for me. And like I said, she wasn't very involved in this album, and I feel like you can really tell that. I just don't feel a connection to this album still. And for me, it's just easily her worst album, just the one that I was looking forward to least and everything. Of course, there's some great tracks on this album, but overall, this album is just not for me personally. And so my favorites upon revisit for this album are going to be He About to Lose Me, Selfish, and Don't Keep Me Waiting. And now we're on to the album Britney Jean. So again, production is just too much. It's really a shame because I feel like there's some good ideas that are shown on this album, but the production just ruins it for me, and that is really unfortunate. The song Chillin' With You, I feel like it's good until the chorus, and it just gets worse as it goes on. I'm not a fan of how the voices are produced, and the lyrics just aren't really doing much for me personally. But like I said, there are some highlights on this album, and I think that overall, it definitely is an improvement from Femme Fatale. And so my favorites upon revisit are going to be Work Bitch, Passenger, and Don't Cry. Now we're on to her last album, which is Glory. So one thing I want to correct myself on, thank you guys for correcting me on the last video, by the way, is that she was actually very involved in this album. What I did different for this video that I didn't do in my last video is that I just listened to one album a day to really soak in and just try to get the atmosphere and how I feel about it. And I feel like that did make a difference. And that kind of references this comment, which I wanted to talk about. And they just said, I kind of feel like you were getting tired of listening to her discography the whole weekend. That's why you overlooked the beauty of Glory. You just let it play so that you can get it over with. Try listening to it again. There were some great songs there. And yeah, I really appreciate that. I definitely feel like I did overlook the gems that Glory has. And also just because this is such a long album, I think that also really attributed to it. I feel like there are some songs that just should not have been on here, in my personal opinion, of course, and everything. But now that I have re-listened to it twice, I must say that it has grown on me a considerable amount. Do I think that this is going to have a lot of replay value for me? No, I honestly do not think that. But I think that it definitely is a step in the right direction for her career and everything. And just knowing that she was involved in it and really going back and listening to it twice and everything, I can really appreciate it. And I think that her being involved really does make a difference in the overall sound and just everything from the album. And there's just some really good gems on here and everything. And so my favorites upon revisit are going to be Make Me featuring G-Eazy, Private Show, and Man on the Moon. Now just addressing some comments. So someone recommended I listen to the song Let Go. I feel like that is a good song. I did enjoy it. I thought it was cute. Again, this is just my opinion. Keep it civil. And thanks to those who were respectful. 9 times out of 10 people in my comment section are respectful and everything. I just don't appreciate condescension in my comments. And now let's get into my updated ranking of the albums. So at number 1, we have the Britney album. Like I said, I just adore that album. At number 2, Circus. Number 3 is going to be Blackout. So my top 3 are easily interchangeable. I really couldn't decide the placement that I wanted to have for my top 3 and everything. So these are easily interchangeable. I love all these albums. Next up is going to be Oops, I Did It Again, Baby One More Time, In the Zone, Glory, Britney Jean, and lastly is going to be the Femme Fatale album at number 9. And so that's my updated opinion, though. That's just how I'm feeling at the moment. I'm sure as I listen to these albums more, my mind is bound to change, of course. And yeah, that's just how I'm feeling right now. And if I do have like a major change of opinion or anything I want to talk about in regards to how I'm feeling about her discography, I will leave a pinned comment down below in the comment section that you guys can check out. Now I want to talk about my thoughts on the documentary. So I feel like it definitely helped me fill in the gaps that I had about her career, which was great. I also read some incredible articles and I watched some great YouTube videos that really helped me out as well. Plus rereading her Wikipedia was a plus as well. And I'll have everything linked down below that I did reference, of course, and my thoughts on Britney as an artist, which I forgot to include in my first video. So I feel like she is iconic. She's an amazing dancer. She has a lot of fantastic songs and she just seems overall like she's a lovely person. And from everything that I've gathered learning from her for these past few weeks, I feel like people just took advantage of her, which is really a shame. She just deserves so much better. And of course I wanted to say Free Britney. I have resources to educate you on the situation down below in my description. And yeah, it's going to be it for my video. If there's any additional facts that you think would be helpful for me to learn about her, leave them down below in the comments. Like I said, I'd like to hear your rankings of the albums or just other insights you have. Let me know about those as well. Like I said, just keep it respectful. And yeah, so that's going to be it for my updated opinion on Britney Spears. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please just give it a like. It really helps me out. You can also hit the subscribe button right down below, and if you hit the bell, then you'll get a notification to your phone every single time that I post. My first link down in the description is going to be my second channel. You can subscribe if you would like to see more of me on there. I also do have a Twitter and an Instagram, as well as information to help people on death row. And there has been a rise in Asian hate crimes due to the pandemic and everything. Stop Asian Hate. I'll have information to educate you guys down below as well. And if there's any other links I can use to help people, let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching my video, and I will see you in the next one.